Would you like to know how to be more confident than anyone you know? Learn how to become more confident with these 5 tips. Welcome to the Confidence and Success channel, where every week I share weekly tips, ideas on how to live the confident life. Step number 1, or rather, tip number 1, is to define your why, your reason for being here. This is where it all starts. You need to know why or where you're heading. You need to know where your final destination is. Without a why, it's very difficult to plan out the course. If you think about it, if you want to take a trip somewhere and you don't know where you're going, what kind of vehicle you plan on taking there? If your destination is over the water or over the sea, you have to use a different vehicle versus if you were just taking a drive from your local town to your nearby state. So you need to define your why. That's your first and foremost step, is to define where you're going, define your reason for being here. Your why determine your action, and it takes the people you associate with, the challenges that come along the way as well, and also it shows you the things you need to avoid. If you piggyback on your destination, if you're taking a trip, you also know certain places not to go because it's not going to lead to your destination. And tip number 2 is develop a growth mindset. In order to get to where you're going, you're going to have to grow much bigger than the challenges that you are going to face. If you think about it, if you're going somewhere, if you're taking a trip somewhere and you dealt with a challenge on the road, you have to be bigger than that and just say, you know what, there's ways around it. Maybe I have to make a detour somewhere. I have to go around, maybe take another road. But if you don't have the growth mindset, your response might be, you know what, this is not worth it. I'm gonna go back home because I just don't feel like going through this challenge. But if you have a growth mindset, you'll figure your way out. So one way or the other. Maybe you have to go through it, you have to go under it, underneath it, around it. One way or the other, you'll get there. And guess what? When you do, your mind will come up with so many different reasons as to why it's not possible. And our mind is such a great, great storyteller. It has so much stories that it has to tell us, and most of the time we really believe them. Unless you have a growth mindset, it will be very difficult to face challenges head on. When you don't have a growth mindset, you will go to the avoidance mode, and that's the mode that, so to speak, live in the comfort zone, and that's not where you want to be. One of the ways you can develop your mindset as well is what's some people that you aspire to be, people that inspire to be better than you are. And there's so many people out there that's been in the same situation as you have been, and they've had, they lay a blueprint for you to go and learn about it and model it, and then use that and then intertwine that with who you are as a person, and then create your own. Bottom line is, by developing a growth mindset, you start to attract certain people, certain situations, certain circumstances that come your way that only happen when you're able to withstand the challenges that come forth, to slow you down or to even stop you on your way to your destination. Tip number 3, the power of meditation. This is something, as a time of doing this video, it's something I've been doing for the past 24 days. It's the first time I've actually been able to do it for this amount of time every day. And it's something that I simply just take 5 minutes of the day and just simply just close my eyes and really just notice my breath, pretty much my breath in and out. I have an Apple Watch, so I usually use the breathe, I have an app called the breathing app, so I just use that as my meditation for the day, and it works wonders. And the power of meditation is great because what it does is it helps you to focus, which will determine how far you get in life. Unless you get really focused on where you want to go, you will get distracted. But by learning to meditate a little bit, every day, it can help you, stay course, and it can help you get focused. It can be as low as 5 minutes a day. It can be even 1 minute a day, or it can be 30 minutes a day. But it's not the fact that the amount of minutes, it's more that you're doing it daily. Because consistency creates habits, and habits is where that takes you to your destination. The other one thing is to do it consistently, so you can notice what thoughts you're experiencing on a daily basis, so you can be better equipped to deal with the challenges that come along in life. And meditation is one of the great ways to develop a focus skills that can get you from point A to point B. Tip number 4, predicting the worst. Man, oh man, our mind, as I've said before, is one of the greatest storytelling in the world. The reason machine is here to give us plenty of reasons, and most of the time the reasons are not benefiting us, because we live in a negative world. It's pretty much everywhere you go. Negativity is an easy commodity nowadays. So in order to move ahead in life, that's one of the challenges that you're going to have to deal with, is your mind. Your mind is one of the biggest obstacles in getting from where you are to where you want to be. And also it can be the greatest cheerleader to get you from where you are to where you need to be. Our mind is great at predicting the worst, telling, such things as in, we don't have what it takes, or this person has done it this way, and because we're not doing it that way, then we're a failure. They tell us why we won't succeed in life, why we won't achieve our goals and dreams, why we suck, and the best way to punch back at at that is to really starting to focus and starting to meditate a little bit more based on the tip number 3, so you can get the ability to focus, so you can calm your mind from telling you all these stories. And the thing is, it will not go away. No matter how successful you get, that will never go away, because the minute you step outside of your comfort zone, fear will show up, or some sort of story. It will tell you some sort of story that is just there to keep you safe. See, the minute you step outside of your comfort zone, your mind is thinking, oh boy, he's going somewhere we've never been before. You know what? We want to keep him safe and secure, so we want to push him, we want to pull him back to the safety net that we have created, which is our comfort zone. And as long as he's in that zone, then everything's okay. But the minute he stepped outside of it, we got to push back, because we don't want him to face. You don't want him to feel failure. We don't want him to get taken advantage of, so on and so forth. Tip number 5, living in the past. Living in the past is evidence that the present moment is non-existent. Rather, it's absent. And again, this goes back to our mind. Our mind is great at dredging up painful experiences, painful memories that remind us of our failures, remind us of the flaws that we have, and failures that do not help us or be the person we're aspiring to be. Our mind is very great at bringing back our past memories and comparing it to our present moment, and even to our future, where we're heading to. And it's just telling us, hey, if we've done it like this in the past, there's a great chance we're going to repeat that history again. And his job is to keep us safe, to keep us in our comfort zone. And the present moment is the only thing we have. If you're living in the past, I once heard of a great, analogy, as in living in the past. You can't really drive forward if you're looking in the rearview mirror. That's one of the best way I can describe living in the past. Because what happens is, if you start looking in the rearview mirror, you will crash. You will get into an accident. You'll either run into some kind of tree, or you'll maybe hit even another person or even another car that will come head on at you. But if you're living in the past, you can't really see forward, and the only way to see forward is to take, what's worked in your past and use that as an experience as to what you need to do next, that's going to take you from where you are to where you need to be. Thank you again for stopping by, and I hope you get value from this video. If you're brand new to this channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification for more videos like this. And again, I thank you again for stopping by, and you have a great day. See you soon.